Oh my gosh.
Okay.
What if we manifest a copy of the box around Slump? So it's like this pound of flesh of Slump that was in the box, but it's all of Slump around. I mean, with the box around, and then from there, we can suck out the red ink.
Do we know that he wouldn't just use it as a box to then destroy us? Is he just trying to get us to give him a weapon?
I'm gonna advocate for just fucking kill him.
Yeah.
What will happen to the key when he dies? Do you remember?
That's actually a good point. Do we?
I assume it would be like all the other keys, and we can take it.
Yeah, exactly. It'll just be a red orb that you can take.
Oh, we should smash him.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm on team kill him, because even if we fail our mission at reuniting everything, we can still remake all of these worlds a better way
without Volos. Yeah.
And I think that nothing is better than like everything being a red ink.
Yeah, good
having
point.
a university of nothing because no one can remake the universe is better than the entire universe being a red ink.
Exactly.
Right
now it's nothing.
Exactly. So I think if that's the decision that we would like to make, Slump would want to say something to Volos before passing that news. But if anyone else has any other actions, then
I will let you all roll a d20.
Ooh.
Oh. Oh.
Okay, what were the rolls? A 2 and a 4 and a 16?
Yep.
Oh, thank God, Slump. Hey, Slump. That was a fucking lie.
Oh, like he was just lying to us.
That is the first time Volos has ever directly lied.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
He must be scared.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Can Slump say something to him?
Be my guest.
Slump would. So can you describe how we are all standing in relation to, or how we're all positioned in relation to one another?
So you guys are all kind of standing close to the center of the chamber here.
Okay.
And Volos is kind of where he is. So he's kind of off to the right-hand side of the chamber, kind of a bit closer to the red ink pedestal. And he is kind of laid out on the floor. He's kind of trying to claw his way back up to a kneeling position, but he's mostly laying on the ground at this point. He is oozing red and black out of all spots. His empty eye socket is just gushing that red liquid. His shattered teeth, he's just laying there, a ruin of a wretch.
Slump would slowly walk up to him, and while sort of looking down at him, would slowly shake his head back and forth, like in a genuine show of like pity.
Yeah.
Like how pitiful this monster has now become. And he would look down and say,
Volos, we warned you one time to remove your hands from the gears of fate, but you refused, and you continued to meddle, and you had the idea that you were directing the flow rather than caught in the current. Fate works differently than you think it does, Mr. Foley Dog. It isn't like fire, which you can grow or manipulate. It isn't like water, which you can freeze or boil or change its form to suit your needs. You felt it, Mr. Foley Dog, haven't you? You felt the sickening reverberations through time, haven't you, Mr. Foley Dog? You know what that is? Something you didn't think about, Mr. Foley Dog. Time. That's a shockwave from the future, Mr. Foley Dog. You know why you're how you are right now? It's a shockwave from the future to tell you you've already failed. We've already made the decision, Mr. Foley Dog. Because, Foley Dog, by your own admission, and by fate, we are the future, Mr. Foley Dog. And that makes you the past. I am fate. 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 I am fate.
I think Slump would grab him by the top of his shadowy robe.
Yeah.
and drag him over to Lou,
Yeah.
who was like the first person to suffer the devices of Volos.
Yeah.
And so he would just drag Volos over to Lou and then just wordlessly just set him down.
Before as he's dragging him over to this body, I'm not sure how this works mechanically, but I would like to essentially pick up the green planar key.
Yeah, I mean, you can manifest the keys at will because they're part of you.
Okay, I didn't know if like once Locke died, it like fell out of us.
Oh yeah, no, because you are Meta Neoni, it was basically the key was kept inside of you.
Okay.
Yep. No,
I didn't want to go with it range. You'd be like, thanks, bitches!
Yeah, no,
Good
smart.
thinking, holy smokes.
Yeah.
I am fate. I am fate. I am fate.
No, you're not.
Lou, what would you
Look
like?
at Lou, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, can I wanna Lou manifests a guillotine.
Oh my god.
And her face is
fucking
totally
A.
stone, like this is just exterminating
yeah.
a pest kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Holy shit.
You know that like "Buy My Pearls" gif, or like it's kind of like, oh my
Oh, yeah.
god. Locke is doing that while
Yeah.
looking at you.
I am fate. I am fate.
I manifested it around him, so we don't even have to put it in it. It's just-
Yeah, it just manifests, and his head is hanging in the headsman's block in the guillotine, and he just keeps muttering.
I am fate. I am fate.
As he mutters, I want to like kneel down to him and say, "No, you're not. You're just scared."
You've never been fate, Mr. Volley Dog. You're just now upset because you're realizing you never were.
I look at Lou to drop the guillotine.
Okay, yeah, she nods and severs the rope.
I am fate. I am.
The guillotine comes down and cleaves the head off of Volos.
Holy shit.
The black pool of shadow quivers, becomes still, and disappears. The red planar key sits there on the ground.
Without hesitation, I immediately grab it and cast away. If we have enough power, I'm assuming once we have 5 planar keys, I grab it, absorb it, and immediately cast away the Oberith to buy us more time to talk.
And the Oberith have now kind of come in such numbers and force that the castaway only shoves them back a little bit before they start clawing back at it. And you realize you do not have a lot of time to make this decision. The shield is holding very strongly. The sacrifice of Lou and Locke was a lot of power. They are having a hard time getting through it. So you do have time to make a decision, but not a ton of time. The time was bought by the sacrifices.
Oh boy. Okay. So, is this deliberation or is this in character timed?
I'll give you guys the time. Basically, you can't buy yourself more time. You can't go somewhere to do something. You can't. There's no delaying this. You guys will need to. Will need to decide it here. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So the two options are. Okay. I guess one question to Tech. Do we know if we can successfully rebind the universe?
Yes, you can. You can.
Wow.
You can, so you know the spell to rebind the prime ink. You know how to do that. You could do the thing where that Lutu was talking about and that Lucio was talking about, where you could rebind the prime ink and rebirth the prime ink universe. That is in your wheelhouse to accomplish.
Okay. So, so we essentially have two options, folks. We can rebind and we can rebind the universe and we can make everything one again, or we can keep it as is and we make all of these 5 universes paradise.
I think we should rebind it. I think we should make the prime ink.
Why?
Because, well, it's something Lucia once said to me. It really resonated. She said I was never meant to be alone. And I feel like we're all kind of splintered right now. To bring us all back together. I mean, we saw in these various inks how different, but, missing similar pieces that the worlds were. I think if we rebind it, we'll still have all the complexity, of all the various inks. We'll still have that interest, all the different types of people, different struggles, but a wholeness to it that was missing in the others.
I'm okay. All right, Slump. Okay.
Lunch? Oh, decision. Yeah,
Yeah.
Slump thinks we should make the big one again. Because 5 is too many to look after, and then if we're not looking after them, we could have another Foley dog show up, and then we gotta do the whole thing again, and then Slump's gonna have to say goodbye to another Kirby.
Okay. All right. So, all right, I'll play devil's advocate then. I'm for all 5 remaining, and there's only one simple reason why.
Why?
People existed there. People
Okay.
existed and they were unique by choosing to. Granted, Foley Dog definitely made the easy part out of our way. He snapped his fingers and made everybody disappear. But now we have the power to snap our fingers and make everybody reappear. By us not choosing that option, we are essentially
Ending all
removing
their stories?
that many lives.
Yeah. Slump changed his mind. Slump votes with Mr. Teeny Tot now.
Well, once we're in the prime ink, there's our what I understand at least is we kind of have these kind of counterparts, right? I think that maybe not the exact people will be back, but certainly we know Locke and Lou fought all this time to get us back together, right? And I think we're still gonna be there. It'll just be different. We can't really imagine it right now because we haven't seen it. But
True. That's true.
Yeah,
Good
Slump
point.
changed his mind. He agrees with Lou. We should just do the priming.
Okay, but hear me out. What if? Okay, fine. We can. Ooh, okay. Okay. How are we going to do this then? If we're gonna do I'm for that. That was kind of my original mission, which was kind of look at the corpse of Olos, which kind of he set me on, which was to kill everybody and then make everybody come back together again. So that's kind of my original goal. But knowing it was originally a bad guy's goal makes me kind of not want to do it. You know what I mean? But on the other hand, if we do that, I will get to remake the world in my image.
Okay, Mr. Teeny Tot, not a huge selling point for the rest of us.
Selling point. Okay. Listen, 2 options. Let's go back to square one, but this time from a different argument point. Okay, we have 5 inks. We can all get an ink, and we can all.
No, this is bad, Mr. Teeny Tot. No.
No. Hear me out. We can all make sure that the worlds are good. Okay.
Oh boy, isn't that what Mr. Foley Dog literally said he was going to do, Mr. Teeny Tot?
Okay. Or 2, we can combine them, make the prime ink, and then we can remake it in our image.
Oh god.
What?
Oh god.
I don't know if you realize this or not, but those are literally the 2 options you are stuck with.
We don't need to make it an hour.
Slump thinks we
No, in our
have to
image,
kill
in our
Mr.
image.
Teeny Tot too.
What?
Mr. Teeny Tot,
Put the gun down. Where'd you get a gun
no more
from?
Shush, no more tears, okay? Only dreams
No,
now.
why?
Here, and then you'll be quiet. There we go. Yeah, Slump thinks prime ink, Mr. Teeny Tot. Slump thinks that there's no way to keep these 5 separate places happy, even if we tried to. Slump thinks that when they're all separate, they're bound to be unhappy, Mr. Teeny Tot. It's just a matter of time. You
That's
can't
fair.
make it
That's
perfect
fair.
enough.
Like Lou said, the feeling of loneliness. We could be one.
Yeah, exactly.
I get it.
It
All
might
right.
help with the Oberith too. Right now, there's this big empty space between the universes, right? And maybe without that empty space there, we'll have less of a threat from them encroaching.
There won't be a nothing, Mr. Teeny Tot. No more nothing.
No
more nothing. You can't. There's no more nothing. You're taking nothing. You're removing. So there's no more nothing. Now you're adding nothing to something, so that now there's nothing again.
Got
Rather
it.
than
Okay.
you're removing nothing, so there's only something. There's the
Okay.
absence of nothing, Mr. Teeny Tot.
Right. I look up at the Oberth and I kind of like flick them away, buys another 6 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay. So can you guys keep it down? Shut up! Oh my God. Okay. Okay. So if we're gonna do the rebinding, that's fine. How do we go about this? Do you guys just want to give me all the keys now and let me remake it in my image?
We're all the same person, Mr. Teeny Tot.
Oh, right. Okay. I'll just take it over then. Okay. Here we go. What?
Oh, you're a little rough taking it over there. Sheesh.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. You go ahead, Slump. I'm sure you know how to cast the spell.
Slump farts.
Okay. Here we go.
Okay, no, Mr. Teeny Tot, you were right. You go ahead.
You can
Okay,
do it, Galdric. You were meant to do this.
Oh God! Oh,
You were
wait
meant for
a minute!
this.
I look
You were
over
meant
with
for
like
this, Mr.
actual
Teeny Tot.
Chocolate Lou. Like, you're gonna fucking trust me with this? After all that we're making my images? Are you fucking kidding
I
me?
know you were just talking.
Yeah, I was just talking. I look at the fourth wall and I shake my head. Oh God. Okay. All right. Before we do this, then I have one question for the DM.
Yep.
Will we still be alive after the rebinding?
Who knows?
It's hard to say. You know that you continue in some way. There is some aspect of continuation of you, but what exactly that looks like is unknowable from where you're at.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Okay. Oh boy. I want to throw a Galdric-sized wrench with the narrative ink. Do I be a good boy or do I be truly self-serving?
It's
Lou
up to you.
uses her influence in the body of Metaneone. No.
Get out of my head!
This is it.
Fuck. The other one, there's two. I have two.
You're making me so nervous right now.
You should be. Oh God, this is so. Okay. You need to understand how much like of a battle I'm having. I'm legitimately fighting my savior complex versus my god complex.
Ooh,
Oh,
that's a rough
interesting,
one.
Yeah.
Like those are. I legitimately have both of those. So it's like, oh God, this is rough. Okay, I write. Tech, I'm gonna DM you what I write.
Oh God.
Yep. All right.
I take out the pen.
Yeah.
Take out a big bottle of whiteout just in case.
Okay.
I write those 3 words,
Yep.
and then I begin to cast the rebinding spell.
Okay. Okay. The party stands in the center of the chamber. You separate into your white ink appearing forms, still connected by a thick coat of mist. In Galdric, you raise your hands above your head in the center of all of the pedestals. Lou and Slump, you raise your hands as well. And a white portal opens at the white pedestal. On the other side, you can see a set of stones. The stones used to break the universe, to break the prime ink. They are sitting there on lifeless gray stone pockmarked with craters, and on the horizon is a massive blue planet gently cresting into view. A green portal opens at the green pedestal. On the other side, you can see the city of Rena with the stones just where you remember them. Utterly ruined and lifeless behind them, destroyed shambles of buildings. The Tower of the Healing Hand is half melted. A blue portal opens at the blue pedestal. On the other side is a darkened cavern with the stone sitting silently within it. The only light through marine bioluminescent light of dead plants and animals floating lifelessly in the currents. A gold portal opens at the gold pedestal. On the other side is a central platform with the stone set upon a piece of natural earth carried by a massive floating city. There are corpses of people in ritualistic clothing all around the city itself. The red portal opens at the red pedestal. On the other side is the ascension chamber that you remember from the council headquarters. This is where you saw the B team ascend in the movie. This is where Volos' body was destroyed, and you do see blood and gore spattered across the stones and floor in here with the ruined robes of Volos, but the stones are entirely untouched. As the party raises their hands and weaves all of the inks of all the colors in their hands, beams of energy shoot from the center of the stones in each portal. A beam colored like the ink it comes from, and all of the beams converge in the center of the party into a singular point. A singular point of ink that seems to get smaller and smaller as if it's imploding. The worlds around the stones in each portal begin collapsing, falling to pieces. And the pieces fall into smaller and smaller pieces like they're dissolving into sand. And the sand falls away like salt dissolving into water, all being funneled into the beams from the stones until there's nothing left on the other side. And that small bead of pearlescent ink is so tiny it can barely be seen. And then the party members stop. You cross your arms over your chest, and you are dissolved into the bead. And then, rebirth.
Oh, shit.
The small bead of everything, that small pearlescent bead containing every atom of everything that has ever existed across all universes, explodes. There's a bang, and not a small one. In significance, it's the biggest bang there has ever been and will ever be. It's the bang that fixes everything. Kane comes into existence, and it spins out dust and fire and energy and light. Like a dreidel spinning impossibly fast, it casts out the pure forces of existence into a space that is also being created. The concepts of limits, minimums, maximums, theoreticals, and literals, it throws wild, pure creation into every corner and every side of everything. And that dust and light and fire coalesces. Stars are born. Pure stars that aren't missing anything. Pure prime ink stars. With every bit of power that they are meant to have. They burn and shine and light up the universe. The true universe. The world that was before evil broke it. They light up the surface of the planets that are cooling down. They warm the oceans, they push the clouds, and they bring life. Life begins again. For the first time, for the last time, true life begins. Unmarred, unbroken, complete. A universe with no ruler telling it what to do, but in perfect balance. The pure laws of physics being the only guiding force in what shapes them. And life grows. Small at first, but growing. Bigger, more complex. And the universe that was supposed to be, the universe that was meant to be, free of tethers, gods, and rulers, grows. And what does it grow into? Well, we'll just have to wait and see. Thank you.
Oh my God!
Bravo.
Holy shit, man! Oh my God, the fucking music! Dude, I'm sitting here feeling like I was sucked right into a fucking, oh my God, right into the ending of an incredible movie.
Just like, yeah, fully weeping.
Holy
Oh,
shit.
man.
Oh, wow.
Wow, guys.
Oh.
Wow.
Insignificance,
wow.
the biggest bang.
All the bangs that have ever happened.
I
This is
loved
the
that
top
line.
3.
Top 3 at least.
Oh, my internet went out. Can you do the whole
dude.
thing over again?
Holy fucking shit.
Oh my gosh,
my
Locke, are you okay?
Wow.
Locke, you died. Are you okay? Oh my
Yeah,
god.
what the fuck?
Yeah.
I thought I knew the doom was there, but I was really hoping we would get away with it.
That was
no,
so cool.
absolutely not.
Yeah.
What a nice touch. What a nice touch. Oh
He's
my
had
God.
that in his pocket for
Yeah.
a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Somebody
boy.
in chat said, "Don't tell them what Galdric wrote. Just wait until Mar 2."
I love it.
Why? What did
I
you
love
write?
it. Yeah, no, that the scene of Locke's
Oh,
death.
sorry, white ink music. Go ahead.
The scene of Locke's death. I shed many a tear writing that.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
And
hardcore, man.
I definitely choked up pretty good reading it as well. That was a very intense scene.
Even I got a little misty just sitting here listeling to it. So,
Oh
yep.
yeah,
Handy
absolutely.
peasy.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
one was
Wow.
Locke?
Oh my god. Wow.
I don't need to take this. No.
No, come back.
Oh man, oh man, oh man.
Holy shit.
I love you guys.
Well,
I love you guys,
love you
man.
I
guys.
fucking love you guys. Let
Man.
me just say, Tech, holy fucking shit. What a way to send it off, man.
Yeah.
Oh my, you absolutely fucking crushed. I literally could not in a million years even conceptualize a more perfect ending. That final fight felt so fucking good.
Yeah.
The way it all played out felt so fucking unreal. Oh man.
I don't understand
Wow.
it. Everything's so random. You know what I mean? Like anything could happen all the way along, and we were always like doing crazy. And it never felt like we were stuck on a path, kind of thing.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And yet it just flowed completely
yes,
to this ending. Man,
yes,
man.
I
yes.
think
Yeah.
that's a testament to Tech's DMing, because dear
Yeah.
God, I think he's probably the best DM I have ever had the
Dude,
privilege of
unbelievable.
playing under.
Unbelievable.
Oh
Wow,
man. Man,
How
oh
do
man,
you
oh man.
how do you feel now,
Yeah, how
Tech?
you feeling?
How do you feel?
Do you
How
want
you
to
doing,
sleep for
baby?
a week? Yeah.
Man, I feel.
Was it good for you?
Man, I feel such an extraordinary mix of emotions. I don't think I could pin anyone down. I
Yeah,
feel
yeah.
so completely overwhelmed by the relief. The
Yeah,
relief that it
sure,
went well. I
sure.
thought that
Oh
went
my
really,
God,
really
dude,
well.
It went perfectly.
Right.
Literally, it went perfectly.
I felt-
No
I feel-
part of
yeah.
it felt rushed or slow or anything.
I feel relief over the campaign. Like the campaign went so well, and it makes
Oh,
me
fuck,
so
man.
so proud and so honored that you guys played the campaign and
Oh yeah.
and you guys you told this story with me. Like I said, I
Fuck
didn't
yeah.
know what the end was. We were sitting there and I didn't even know what the end was. So I really I feel so much love for you guys for telling this story with me and for taking part in this, because this is a very, very significant piece of my life, and this is
Yeah, of course.
this is a
Yeah.
significant adventure that we shared together. And
Yes.
a lot of people want to DM like Matt Mercer, and I don't think I DM anything like him. I'm such a very unique DM, but he did say this one thing that meant a lot to me and really was this kind of wake up moment, which is that when you go through an adventure like this, when you go through a D&D adventure, it plays out in your mind, right? And
Yep.
you see the things that you're told and that you visualize. You do the things that you do, and when it's done, all you have are the memories, right?
Sure.
But when you do anything in life, all you have are the memories. And so when compared reality versus a D&D campaign, when compared memories to memories, it's as real as anything you've ever done in your entire life. And
Yeah.
so we have experienced this journey together. It is as real as anything else you've ever done. And I just want to thank you guys, because I can't think of anyone else who I would have rather experienced that with. So thank you
Well,
very much.
And importantly, do you think we did your story justice?
Oh my God.
God.
Absolutely. So
Yeah.
completely, man.
Yeah, really.
So completely. Like
Oh, fuck
I had this idea with Mar, and when it started, I had you guys on some pretty intense rails. I think it was episode 4 that you guys basically smashed the rails and kicked them into the dust. And we're like, fuck your rails, man. But you did such a wonderful job picking up the pieces that I was giving you, understanding the narrative that I was saying, and even without rails, like just following and being a part of the story. And you hopped around in different places here and there, and you didn't follow it the way that I'd written it necessarily, but you told it the way that I wanted it to be told. So you
Wow.
guys absolutely did the story justice, and it
fuck
just
yeah,
makes me
man.
so happy. So
Oh, that's
Man, oh,
awesome.
man.
That's the best part, dude. That's
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
thank God.
it'd be like being in a movie based on a book and finding out that the author is pretty pleased with the product. So that's fantastic, man. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Hey,
yeah,
you're
man,
happy,
oh man,
I'm
oh
fucking
man.
happy.
Yeah.
So can we ask a couple questions now?
Yes, I would love if we did just a couple questions.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of people have probably got a lot of questions. A lot of things were not answered or were not investigated. Some things might not have been clear. So please tell me anything or ask me anything and everything that you would like to ask.
So in the Prime Inc.,
Yeah.
do we, or is this information to be continued? Do we know if we would be the party would be refound? Would our old friends be refound? Does the noodle shop still exist?
Is Kirby okay?
Is Kirby okay? Fuck.
So that is a discussion that I would like to have with you guys at some
Sure.
point.
Sure. Okay.
Is that because you chose to rebind the Prime Inc., there is an entirely new universe, unlike anything you've ever experienced before, that has the potential for a second campaign, if we would like. This is something that I know the initial reaction is yes, absolutely, let's do it, but this takes some pretty serious discussions, because a lot of my story writing time right now is very much taken up. So it's not something that I could jump into quickly or soon. This would be a future
Years.
plan. And so we can't, like, it would be hard to commit to something where I'm like, hey, 2.5 years down the road, would you be interested in another campaign? Right.
Right.
Nobody can tell what's going on or anything like that. But there is the potential for another campaign. We can discuss that. I don't want to put you on the spot and make you hard commit to something or anything here. I just want to let you guys know that with the choices you've made, there is the potential for another campaign if we so choose. So
Fucking awesome.
yeah.
That's great. That's
Yeah.
great. That's
just
great news.
keep it in the back
Love
of your
that.
noodles. We'll chat about
Yeah.
it offline and in other
Nice.
times, and
yeah.
and we can see what the logistics of that look like.
Okay, so
Nice.
the Mar 2 begins next Friday.
Yeah, okay.
Same time,
Next
same
Friday,
place.
same time,
7 o'clock.
Maybe a different time.
Yeah. So yeah, that's so with an answer to that, I will say the potential is there for people to come back in some way, shape, or form. There
Nice.
is absolutely a continuation, but the specifics of what that looks like, we'd probably get into once we start discussing the real possibility of a second campaign. If the concept of a second campaign doesn't come together, I may write a bit of an epilogue to describe a little bit of those details of the Prime Inc. So basically, I'll say, yes, there is a continuation, but I can't give too many details at this time.
Sure. Yeah, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Any
All right,
other
that was
questions?
my question.
Okay,
that was
yeah.
mine for tonight.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah, you
yeah,
go.
I got no. I got nothing. I was just saying,
Oh, it was just an emotional release. Yes.
Actually, I
was-
was kind of.
Oh, yeah,
after
go.
you.
Oh,
After you,
okay,
after you.
I was wondering about in the Prime Inc. before it was all broken
Yeah.
up. Is Volos? Well, like who was he before that? Like, do we know anything about his past? Did you have an idea of who he was in the Prime Inc.? Was he just some guy, or was he like a person in power?
So this is something that there is a Volos like origin story kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I would like to tell that in another way. The simple
Yeah,
answer
fuck
is
yeah.
absolutely yes.
Yeah.
He was a person, not just a dude, and there is a story there. But that is
that's
something that I
fucking
think I want to tell in another way.
Fuck yeah.
That sounds awesome. That's like the best
fucking
answer.
Cool. Fuck yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, like I was just I'm curious because the concept for Mar came up like I had just met you,
Yeah.
and I believe in DMs, like we were talking about D&D and you had mentioned that like, oh, I have this idea for a campaign, but you know, and long story short, you seem kind of hesitant to go through that. So would I be correct in saying that the story of Mar may have never seen a light of day had you not like kind of leaned into it and just done it?
Yep. Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely. So
Oh, interesting.
yeah, the concept for Mar started as another campaign that Milton actually played a little bit of. It was a campaign
Fucking
called
cool
Among
campaign,
the
by the way.
Willows. Yeah, Among the Willows was the very, very, very starter version of this campaign. It had a couple ideas of the spice in it. A couple of the rules behind that, a little bit of the technology in the white ink kind of thing. That is where the seed of Mar had been planted. And I thought that was the story that I wanted to tell. I thought Among the Willows was the story I wanted to tell. But the campaign kind of fell apart, as D&D campaigns do. And I thought I was kind of done with that story. And it wasn't until there was the concept and idea for Mar that I was like, oh, you know, there's something there that I think I could really work on. I have these ideas. I think it'd be fun to play, but I wasn't super willing to pull the trigger because DMing is a big deal, and creating your own world with your own rules and your own backstory and all that stuff is a lot. So I wasn't totally, it was not a sure thing that I was going to do Mar until I made the decision that I really did want to DM my own campaign. I felt strongly enough that I wanted to tell this story that I was like, I'm going to do it. The work is going to be big, but I want to tell this story. So I just decided that I was going to lean into it and take the story to where I wanted it to go.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, thank fuck you did, man.
Yeah.
I bow down in front of your creative prowess. Holy fuck, man.
Right.
Holy
It's been a
dude.
real adventure.
My
Man, oh,
fucking
man.
goodness. I'm still reeling. I can't get over how perfectly it did. It was so
I wish it wasn't so
satisfying.
short.
That's one thing. One criticism.
Says the guy who
Honestly.
every week his comment was, "Oh, do a D&D. It'll be what, a couple weeks, a couple months." Complains about how long it is until it's finally over.
That wasn't me.
Oh man.
I could have done with 4 digits in terms of number of episodes, but you know, we'll get there. We've got a whole new universe, though. That's fine.
There was this bit of there was this part of me that, like that Bo Burnham thing, right, where I just wanted to keep working on it. I just wanted it to be a thing that I do forever. I was like, I'll just run. This will be the one campaign I ever run for the rest of eternity, because there's so much to create and live and experience in this world. And then I decided that to do justice to the story, I had to not risk drawing it out too much. It needed to be told in a way where it feels like it matters the whole way.
Sure.
And so that's when I decided I wanted to make sure that we were telling a story the whole time and not just filling hours.
Yeah, sure.
Right.
The pacing of the story was so good.
Yeah.
Like, do you remember when we were in, like, we went through the white and the green ink and everything was very story, you know what I mean? And like high stakes all the time. And then in the blue ink, it was also very story, but it really broke down into kind of quest feelings, right? Yeah. And it kind of like, it made it, I don't know, for me, I forgot a bit about the overarching majorness of the story. And then, just having it, just the pacing was very good. You did very well.
Fucking excellent, dude. It was fucking excellent.
Yeah, that
which
was
is
actually
hard
that was
with a bunch of improv.
Yeah, and that was something that I really wanted to do. That was very deliberate too. Where in the blue ink, I really wanted to start to break it down and I wanted you to lose sight of the overarching campaign.
It worked.
Yeah, I really wanted you guys to start feeling like you were just like you were in the world doing the world's thing. The whole, you learned about the campaign basically shortly before the white ink ended, right? You learned about the big overarching thing, and then the white ink ended, and so you were very campaign focused in the green ink. And so to make it not seem like the campaign was this never-ending quest, I wanted to break you guys from your vision on the campaign and have you feel like there was something else that was the big deal to work on. And you guys picked that up completely in the blue ink, like without any guidance or pushes from me. You guys just picked up the blue ink and you did the quests and the world and you got engrossed. And yeah, like it felt like you guys just kind of forgot about the overarching campaign for a little while.
Which was fucking cool.
That was really cool. I thought that was really, really
well
cool.
done,
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Man.
Grand Theft Auto.
I mean,
Oh my god, dude.
this is a serious campaign for serious people.
Yeah.
Sen. Sen.
I love that.
gosh.
Oh,
I fucking
man.
love you, Tug. Just
so many names were jokes.
What was Sen? I don't get it. What's Sen?
SNES Nintendo system.
Yeah.
Okay, thank
you. Of course, yeah.
Yeah. No, I had a lot of fun with the names all over the place. In the first one, a lot of them were Sumerian words. So a lot of like Erish Kigal, Kerr, a lot of the Numasu, a lot of those things were all Sumerian words, kind of paying homage to Kerr's Sumerian origin.
That's fucking cool, man.
Yeah. Just
I'll
one
think of-
little note. This image that you guys are on right now.
Mhm.
So this is a very, very cool little collaboration between me and Milton. So
True.
I used that Wombo art program to create this very, very, very cool image. But it was a still image. And Milton has been doing a lot of work on animating these still images. And so
Wow.
Milton brought this image to life. And I have named this the conjunction of inks, as it very much
Wow.
is the melding and joining of all the inks. It's a very dramatic representation of kind of what happened right before it became the Big Bang.
So
Wow, cool.
fucking
Nice
cool.
job. Yeah.
I really like it. It's a cool little image there. Then did you have any questions?
Oh God, it's thousands. Yeah, okay, I got one solid one. And this is it's a spoiler, but it's not really anything super crazy.
Yeah.
In the rebinding,
Yeah.
Galdric would have 100% tried to save Kirby by any means. That's like, I know he's been like reborn, but can I
Yeah.
like guarantee that his essence is there? He's
Ven,
there
you gotta give
somewhere.
Ven this W.
I know.
That's right.
Ven will not go to bed if you don't.
I will die.
Yeah, no, so this is actually something that is very deep. This is very deep, buried into the foundation of Mar, the campaign, the world, and the lore. And that is that you guys, by who you are and by the powers that you wield, you, with your prayers, desires, and thoughts, had an impact in the world. Like when you used your luck points, you were, with your consciousness, changing the entire world. And that power manifested in many ways that I don't think you realized were manifesting. And as such, being the creators of the Prime Inc. universe, if that is something that is very, very important to you, if you would have driven your mind to that end, then it is absolutely manifested in reality by the powers that you had.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that is not me just placating the question. I would like to do a Q&A session at some point.
Yeah, an actual one. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, exactly. Whether it's next week or the week after, we can talk about it. We can announce it, whatever works for everybody. But we are going to dig deeper into that aspect because it was very subtle. Sometimes it was obvious when you're like, I want to use a luck point to do this, right? Things happened.
Yeah.
But there were other things that happened that you guys never spent luck on, but manifested in the world because of who you were and what you were. So
Butterfly effect.
Was that?
Kind of like a butterfly effect.
Kind of like a butterfly effect. Kind of like a butterfly effect. Also kind of like a literal like manipulation of fate to manifest things.
Okay.
And so when I say that if you willed it strongly enough with your final thoughts on the conjunction of inks, then it is reality because of who you were. So absolutely yes.
Galdric is the one true god once this place is rebuilt.
No, well you get
it.
you get Kirby or God. Which one?
God. I can read.
Wow. Idiot. Sorry, fuck you, Harold. Bye.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh man.
So wow. That was a
unreal, man.
real extraordinary journey, and I cannot believe that it ended.
Yeah,
I think. Yeah.
Can I pause for your question and tell me if this is good for the deep dive?
Yeah.
Was there ever a moment when one of us had made a decision and you just were like, fuck, and you just threw your notes out the window?
Okay, so I mean the first and most obvious. So first of all, yes, many times. Yes, multiple times. I would kind of write ahead, and I'd kind of like predict where you guys are going and predict and try to have the story ready for you when you got there. And then sometimes I'd get a little bit too big for my britches, and you guys would completely demolish everything that I had planned for you, and I'd have to throw everything in the garbage. Now, the first time that ever happened was when you used Cast Out Evil on Demersal.
Oh,
like fucking
shit.
episode 3 or 4.
Wasn't that when we were like first walked into his room?
Yep.
In the tower?
Yep.
Yeah, I thought so.
He walked into his room, no conversation, no nothing. He's like, Cast Out Evil. And
Bye. I don't want to deal with you right now.
I was like, what the fuck just happened?
If you ever want to know what it sounds like to crumple up a Google document, ask Tech.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. No, many times I would write way ahead to try to predict where you were going, and you would fucking completely demolish that. I would have to scrap everything and basically just start writing again. Sometimes you would do it mid-session. I can't recall any off the top of my head, but I remember the sensation of minimizing my notes and just looking at the game board and fucking creating spontaneously as I tried to ride this fucking roller coaster of what you guys were doing. So yeah, no, that happened quite regularly, which was awesome. Very, very awesome. Oftentimes the crazy, like, if only there was like a heart rate monitor for me, because a lot of the time it's when you guys went to a deliberation. You guys would sit there and you'd all discuss something. And one of the things would be the thing that I thought was the most obvious thing for you to do. Like, no one should even be talking about this. It's so fucking obvious. But you'd bring up 3 or 4 or 5 or 12 other things that you also thought were just as good. And you'd kind of like land on the thing that I would think that you were going to do. And I'd be like, oh, yeah. Keep doing that. And then somebody else would raise up a new point for their thing. I'm like, no. Once or twice, you guys would do something that I'm like, oh no, that'll kill you. That's gonna kill everybody. Don't do that. And then you guys would kind of like start on it. I'd be like, oh fuck, I have to kill them all. And then you guys would be like 2 steps like, wait, no, let's do this other thing. I'm like, oh, thank God. Oh, thank God I don't have to kill them.
Just walk up to the precipice just to give him a heart attack.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness.
A big example of that was Jared Kane. So when you guys were kind of dealing with Jared Kane, at one point he used Breath of the Dying to escape the combat, and he went to a whole island that had a whole set of mechanics to get there, a whole set of puzzles and enemies to fight when you get there, a whole underground layer with multiple levels and multiple encounters, and you guys just decided, fuck it. You just literally, he disappeared and you're like, well, he's gone, and you never fucking went after him. And I remember I kept on trying to drop these breadcrumbs on like, maybe go here, and you guys were like fucking kicking the breadcrumbs out of the way on your way to do this other thing. I'm like, you're not gonna be ready. You need this information. And I thought that you guys were gonna get stuck. I was like, you guys are gonna run into a fucking corner and not know where the hell to go unless you do this. And you were so obstinate on doing it your way. You literally never went and did that thing, and you succeeded anyways. So I gotta hand it to you guys. That was fucking incredible. That was fucking incredible.
I was gonna say, on that note, I mean, I know that this goes without saying, but please hang on to your notes, because you know, pending future campaigns and whatever, I would love to be able to revisit some of those things as like a time walking dungeon.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Good idea.
Even if we are in a totally different ink where it literally would not make sense to go to Jared Kane's private island.
Yeah.
It would be cool to somehow be able to access it through like shamanic dreams or a crystal ball or something where we can come out of it with like a lesson learned and like some experience points or something. But like, please, I want to know what this fucking dungeon is. I want to go down there, man. What the fuck? I want to see this shit.
That's so funny. So I have all my notes right here. I literally have the 131 documents of main campaign. I have probably another 30 documents of one shots and descriptions and informations. I've got probably 10 more on internal maps and stuff like that. But it's funny because I just randomly clicked on an episode. I was like, isn't it cool that I can just open up any session anywhere and just like I can just read notes from any session at any time. I opened up session 62 notes.
Okay.
Recap. Last time, you guys were set with the task of finding Jared Kane, the leader of ISO. He had teleported away after falling in combat, and you were trying to decipher the teleportation sigil left behind. You learned of an ancient spell used by the Malam Ghul called Breath of the Dying. Literally, the thing that I just talked about with Jared teleporting away, I just opened that fucking session.
Jeez, the power of fate is strong tonight.
Yeah.
Holy shit, man.
So
That's
no, I would love
crazy.
to go through that. So yeah, anyways, guys, we're gonna call it here. We'll have a Q&A session where you guys can bring any and all questions. Chat can ask any and all questions. We'll chat about future campaigns. We will absolutely always stay in touch. Maybe every now and then we can get together on Fridays and play some games or whatever it is.
Yes,
Oh, that's a great idea.
Venalis DM'd me earlier and said that says he wants to do a great day every year. So
there you go.
Yeah.
All you need to bring is one good right hand, and you're ready for great day.
Seriously.
So
chat, can we see some claps for Tech? Because
Hell yeah.
seriously, dude.
Right.
I know you were thinking for a while about how it was going to turn out, and you fucking crushed it. Literally, 100 out of 100, 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. Roger Ebert gives it a 5 out of 5. It was unbelievable. It felt fucking epic to take part in. So thank you, thank you, Tech.
It has
been so much.
It has been a fucking privilege.
Oh man,
Absolutely.
Thank you guys so
Fucking
much.
whatever is your chosen form of celebration, whether it be a Yazzie or something else, treat yourself. You
Yeah,
right.
If you're
Yeah.
celebrating a stiff glass of scotch or something like that,
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
it is, man, you fucking
I would-
earned it, dude.
I would recommend a prescription of Lost Ark and weed.
Hey,
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm
That's
thinking this
the
weekend.
way.
Yeah.
Now we're fucking talking. Fuck
Oh
yeah.
man. Okay. Thank you guys so much. This is not
Well,
the
hold
end
on a
of
second.
everything.
Thank you.
Oh,
Good, you're
real
fucking
quick,
right, it is.
before-
Okay.
Before we go, I just want to tell everybody, if you loved Techsmith's story, then you will absolutely probably love the game that he's been hired to write.
There we
That's
go.
right.
There's
Writing
the
a
plug.
Oh, can we get some music for the plug? Just a
Yeah,
little-
right. Yeah, no, I am very, very passionately writing the game. It's going to be another one that I'm very, very passionate about. So that one's going to be
Yeah.
very,
we have-
very good.
We have so much fucking.
Yeah,
He,
yeah.
He's already written a good fair amount of it, and let me tell you what, it's fucking gold.
I have tried to harass a bit of information out of Tech on it, and let me tell you, from the very, very sparing details that I've gleaned, holy fucking shit. Holy shit. Seriously, like, I remember having the conversation with Tech where he was like, I think I really get a lot of joy out of writing, and then he told me just a sprinkling of ideas, not even enough for me to write an IMDb review, and oh my god, what the fuck, man, I can't wait to. It's so
I'm
sick,
very,
so-
very excited. Writing is going to be a part of what I do for the rest of my life. It is
Yeah.
something that I enjoy so much.
Fuck yeah.
So yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, it's going to be something that I do forever. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Can I have you? Yeah, like, but seriously though, can you write a thing for my funeral? Seriously,
Redo all our
this is a callback to when. Seriously,
Let's turn Text and Joy for writing into something morbid and depressing. Can you write all of our eulogies? Turn your passion for beauty into something that's only sad.
what I'm thinking is that he can make anything good. Like, I'm convinced he can
Dude,
make anything good.
I would 10 out of 10. I would pay a subscription to literally sit and listen to you read the ingredients of a box of cornflakes.
Thank you.
My
see?
god.
yeah,
man.
Cornstarch.
You fucking absolutely crushed it. Such an absolute privilege to be a part of it.
Oh
So
man, thank you
for
guys
that.
so much.
Yeah,
Thank you,
fuck yeah.
thank you. This was just incredible.
We'll
Man.
and we'll talk offline about meeting up to have another session. sometime.
Absolutely,
Q&A and
absolutely.
shit like that.
Yeah, we shall
I'll
be back.
DM one. You can be a player. We'll do a one shot. I got you.
Perfect,
go.
Hey, that'd be
perfect.
kind of cool.
That wow. Do not
Hi,
get. Do
my
not.
name's Galdric. Welcome to my show. Heck takes 5 damage.
Oh
Why?
God! Don't worry. I'm
Hey,
gonna make
Tex-
a character named Baldric. Hi, I'm Baldric. I'm here to ruin the campaign
No,
at
no,
every
no,
step of the
no,
way. Oh, what's this? A mechanic I can abuse? Sure, that sounds good. I'm having fun now. You actually were. Other than the one time or a couple times that you ruined everything, you were very good.
Other than the 4 times.
I'm just when Venalis does his campaign, I'm just waiting for him to have you put your hands somewhere.
I know, right? I'm gonna make a character with no hands.
Only safe way.
I'm okay with it.
Oh man. Okay, guys. I think we're gonna have to call it there.
Fucking
don't want
right.
to.
I know. Thank you guys.
I know.
Same time, same place next week.
Yeah, I know,
That's right,
right?
exactly.
That's
We'll
always
just
the
be here.
sign off.
See you next Friday.
All right, I'll see you guys soon.
Hey, love you, everybody.
Yeah.
Mwah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Man, oh man. Oh man, oh man. That's it. That's the end, chat. Thank you so much. Thank you. This was an extraordinary experience. And thank you. Thank you all for being with me on this journey. It means a lot. Thank you, chat. You are absolutely wonderful. And we'll be back. We'll be back. I love you, chat. Have a lovely, lovely, wonderful weekend. And I'll see you again real soon, chat. I love you all so much.